Alright guys, new killer just got released on the PTB, just barely. Heck yeah, we got the Deathslinger. Like the gunslinger, but we weren't Dead by Daylight, right? So it's curious, he's right next to the Huntress. You wonder why that is? It's because he is technically the second ranged character of Dead by Daylight. I know the Plague has a ranged attack in the sense of her corrupted bile, but I mean, he's not truly a ranged attacker. She's definitely a mouse one killer with different variations of a ranged attack, which like the clown does, obviously. Oh, sorry, got the yawns, Nice early in the morning. So anyway, Deathslinger, he is a ranged killer. His power, the Redeemer. This says it's a gun. So basically, what happens is you shoot out just like you would the Huntress, but with no load time. You basically Call of Duty, guys. You're playing Call of Duty with a sniper. So you're running around, and the rifle puts you on any of the survivors, and when you shoot, if you make contact with one of the survivors, right, you actually hit the hit register. You're going to attach a chain to the survivor, and it's going to put a animation in, and then whatever the cast time is, you know how you're like when you're doing a totem and it comes with a thing. He's going to start reeling in his chain, and so when he reels in his chain, you've got a certain amount of time to get the survivor next to you, so that you can complete the hit. Basically doing that will hit them into the deep wound state. If you do that from a healthy survivor, or if you have a hurt survivor, it'll put them into the dying state. Fun fact, if you hit them with the chain and then don't hit them again when they're healthy, it also puts them in the deep wound state. So we'll go over some of the strategies with him and like where you want to reel him in and when you don't. But basically, just understand that you shoot them, you put them on a chain, and it holds them, and anything blocking you will stop the survivor from being reeled into you. That means pallets that are dropped, walls, anything that another survivor, any kind of objects that are in the way. So you got to be really, really smart about how you reel them in. But if you don't reel them in, you can auto attack while as the chain is going, and instead it'll just apply a deep wound effect. And you can't, unfortunately, put anyone in the dying state once they're in wounded state unless you physically hit them at the end of the chain or just by a normal mouse one. But you can shoot somebody and immediately mouse one and put them in the deep wound state. And the Redeemer has to reload every shot. It takes about 2-ish seconds to reload. It's pretty easy. Okay, so 4.4 meters per second puts about 110 movement speed. That is similar to the shape. So 4.4. Also 24 meter base terror radius. So he's not going to be as large as some of the melee killers. I don't understand why he keeps putting me on. What's his bucket? Billy? Not Billy. Larry the Cannibal. But anyways, the Deathslinger, yeah, so that's his powers. So let's go over his perks real quick. So his perks are Dead Man's Switch. It's probably the most useless perk that he has. You become obsessed with a survivor, and after you hook that survivor for 45 seconds, anytime a survivor stops repairing a generator, it turns white for you as far as a highlight, and it also makes it so it's impossible to work on, just like the Demogorgon's perk that pulls the claws out of the ground. So, then we have Gearhead. So, Gearhead, anytime you attack a survivor twice, you pop a cooldown. And for 45 seconds, every time a good or great skill check is made, generator is going to be revealed yellow. So basically, a skill check, right? Because you can't, if you good or great, or else it blows up, right, on a bad. So, really, really interesting. This one could be a very, very good information perk, especially on characters other than the Deathslinger. Recognize that this is with your basic attacks. This is useless on special attack heroes, or special attack killers, much like, the Huntress, and others that use their, Legion. Legion doesn't necessarily basic attack twice in a row. But anytime you basic attack, that means mouse button 1, you're going to pop Gearhead, and this one can be really, really cool to get information around the map. But this one is trumped as far as information on the map by the last one, Hex, Retribution. So basically, anytime a dual totem, right, this is a non-hex totem, is broken, a survivor will suffer from Oblivious, which is no terror radius, no red light, nothing, for 45 seconds. Okay? But anytime a hex totem is cleansed, the auras of all survivors are revealed for 10 seconds. That's great information to know where they are, what they're trying to work on, where they're going. Notice that there is no status effect when they're revealed, which is interesting. So that's really, really great for getting the jump on them. But guys, hollowed ground just got better. You throw a hex retribution with a hollowed ground, all of a sudden, boom, chakalaka. They have Um, oh god, the name escapes me. Exhaustion keeps popping into my head, but you guys know which one I'm talking about. The one where you can get killed at any given time. The one that friggin' no one escapes death, right? Puts on him. Um, when that's on him, you can just auto hit him down. Right? You shoot him with the gun, pull him in, or you just mouse button one him. I think this is an awesome perk. Probably going to be more useful on another killer than the Deathslinger, but it's amazing. Like what this can do. Like this is my favorite perk from this killer by far. This one could have potential effects in the future. I think this one could be really, really good depending on what killer you're doing. We'll test it out. But this one has immediate effect and it feels pretty cool. But anyways, let's look at the add-ons real quick. The killer. So first and foremost, we've got Spit Polish Rag. So slightly decreases the spear's cooldown time after missed shots. Snake Oil slightly increases the spear gun's reeling speed, getting the survivor closer to you. Grants 50% bonus ball points for spearing them, which means they can break more easily. This is just right farming. Slightly increases the spear gun's reload speed, right? You get more bullets faster. The Rusted Spike puts a mangled effect on them. So when you hit them with your gun, right, they get mangled instead. And this one right here slightly increases survivor's mending time when afflicted by the deep wound status effect. It's just like the Legion one, right? Just makes it harder to heal. This creates more chaos time, more chaotic experiences. Marshal's Badge slightly reduces the tear radius while aiming down the spear gun sight, right? Kind of interesting. Your tear radius gets smaller when you're aiming. Realize you move like the Huntress, in the sense of when you're aiming down, it's crazy. And notice that it also reduces your movement speed, even more than what the spear gun already does, because you don't move at normal movement speed with the gun. Just a slight bit slow. I don't know the actual metric for it. Jaw Smasher, right? Slightly increases movement speed while aiming down the spear gun sight, so direct, correlation with this one slows you down, speeds you up. Moderately decreases the stun duration when survivors break free from the spear gun. So I forgot to bring that up in the killer details, but you never ever want the chain to break. You'll always want to mouse button one, even if it's against the air or against the pallet or whatnot, because if they break free, you get a 3-second stun from the spear gun breaking, which is just a waste of time that you don't need to do. Mouse button one is like a 1-second change, which you can actually even make less with unrelenting or things that makes your basic attacks faster. Warden's Keys moderately increases the spear gun's reload speed. Wanted Poster moderately increases movement speed while aiming down. Tinfoil Can moderately decreases the spear gun's cooldown time after missed shots. Survivors who break free from the spear gun are inflicted with the mangled effect for 60 seconds. So this one, right, they have to break free. You gotta make yourself get stunned, I guess. But you get the mangled effect for 60 seconds. So in lieu of, this means you can still hook them, rather than this one, right, you can't hook them in anymore. You can only shoot them. So different, I guess. Moderately increases the spear gun's reeling speed. It'll be interesting to see how much this affects. Prison Chain. Now we're starting to get into the really cool ones. Considerably increases the charges required for a survivor to break free from a spear. This just makes it so that you can chain them pretty much from most places, especially like not safer pallets, if that's going to be an issue, right? We'll see how long this holds, but it could really put a lot of pressure on the survivors when they get actually chained. Gold Creek Whiskey moderately reduces tear radius and moderately reduces movement speed while aiming. I believe moderately is 8 meters. I'm not positive on that, but I'm pretty sure it's 8. So it puts you at 16 meters, which is just shy of Tier 1 Myers, right? As far as his tear radius goes at 16. So just recognize that while aiming down, you can almost be Tier 1 Myers, but you also reduce your movement speed, so, take what you get. Decreases the stun duration from when survivors break free from the spear. So obviously there might be a strat where you want to run this if you're constantly having them being broken. I don't know. I'll think of it later. Barbed Wire increases survivors' mending time when affected by the deep wound effect. When it's moderately increased, this is your not necessarily slugging, but this is when you are trying to just put as much pressure on the survivors and make them waste time healing rather than regenerating, repairing generators, etc. Okay, and then the two ones that totally change how the players go. Survivor Spirit Away, 15 meters, are inflicted with the exposed status. So this is what I was trying to say earlier. It was exposed. For as long as they remain speared. So if you get a long shot, right, and then you come in and they're speared, your job is to reel them in and smack them. So, like we're talking, let's see here, this one right here. No, it's this one. Yeah. These two are going to go really well together. And then lastly, Hellshire Iron. For as long as the survivor remains speared, the auras of all survivors in your terror radius are revealed. So again, more information allows you to show where they're going to come in from if they're trying to stop you on the chain. But this is definitely a killer who likes to know where people are, right? To be able to put that pressure on them and get more details. So Really cool add-ons. Really cool perks. Let's switch over to Zarina, the new survivor. So Zarina has 3 perks, but one of them useless, like full-on useless in my opinion. There's a perk that does what hers does, but I think it's better. And then one perk that's kind of interesting, could be a lot of fun to mess with people, and then one that I think this is like tier 1 survivor. You're probably going to be running this this perk. This one of the perks is so strong. It's actually insane. So first off, you have off the record. You've learned that a quiet approach is sometimes best. So whenever you are unhooked or escape from the hook, right, either or, for 80 seconds, you earn Iron Will, which is reducing the grunts by 100%, right? And your aura will not be shown to the killer. So barbecue and chili, tier 1 Mir Myers, like there's a lot of things that show auras, right? You could run off the record with Object of Obsession, I guess, and just watch the killer for 80 seconds because they can't see you, but you can see them, right? That's fine, but it's such a limited time. 80 seconds is not long in Dead by Daylight. It's not long enough, at least, right, when you're injured. And it's Iron Will, literally. Like, look at this. It's literally Iron Will. See, look at Grunts of Pain, Cosmic Injuries reduced by 100. Grunts of Pain, Cosmic Injuries reduced by 100. They're literally identical, except for the fact that the killer can't reveal your aura for 80 seconds. If this is useful, it would be very niche and very much a build that you're trying to work out with messing with the killer, I guess. You know, if you're running the flashlight per se, or really just wanting to mess with them, you pop an insta heal, you heal to full, you got that full 80 seconds to just know exactly where they are at all times, and really try to screw them over, then yeah, sure, off the record is going to work for you. But if not, run Iron Will. Red Herring, okay, this is the one that I said will be kind of fun to mess with killers. So basically, after repairing a generator for at least 3 seconds, okay, it will be highlighted with a yellow aura. Interesting, right? What does that mean when it's highlighted yellow? Anytime you enter a locker, okay, and this is where I got confused. I'm like, oh, you can enter a locker with a loud noise indicator if you just run at it, right? Well, it's a loud noise indicator at the highlighted generator's location. So you can go to Timbuktu, generator that no one's touched on, 3 seconds. You get in it, and then you run to a locker, towards another generator, and you hop in the locker, you run into it. The locker will not make a loud noise indicator. Okay, so I want you to think about that for a second. Yeah, hey, cool, I can make a red noise indicator, and have the killer think he's on another generator, right? That's kind of fun. A little bit of subterfuge, a little bit of messing with them. But guys, this is quick and quiet for lockers that you can use every 60 seconds that has a secondary purpose. So you don't lose it when you're jumping over pallets, which a lot of the times quick and quiet gets ruined because you have to fast vault the pallet, right? Because remember, when you fast vault the pallet, it doesn't make any noise, which occasionally helps to get away from a killer, but it's not often. But this one means you can jump over the pallets, but if you jump in a locker really fast, it makes the loud noise indicator at the generator. Now, of course, killers are going to get used to that. If this becomes a regular use perk and be like, hey, I just heard that sound, that means they're in a locker, right? They can extrapolate that information. But this is there's a 2-parter to this one. One is the craziness of being able to make a survivor or a killer think that the survivor is at a totally different location than they are. But the other side is quick and quiet. It's quick and quiet that it can only be used on lockers, which I think is far more useful than quick and quiet, right? You can fast vault windows and pallets, but use lockers silently, which is really cool. We'll have to see if the locker makes a the locker sound when you do red herring, or if it's masked by the loud noise indicator. Okay, then of course the for the people. This is the perk, guys, that you'll be running. If someone doesn't run this when they're doing a save build, then I don't know what the heck you're doing with your life. Okay. You risk life and injury. This is only active while at full health, and here's why. When you press the active ability button, that's like the heal button, right? With your item button, basically. Without a medkit. Okay, you cannot have a medkit on when you're doing this. You instantly heal them from dying to injured, or from injured to healthy, guys. So this is like the old green aseptic, whatever it was called, the healing add-on that you could turn to a medkit. Burn the medkit, and it would heal them one lifestyle, or 1 life point, right? Dying, injured to healthy. But you become injured and receive the broken status effect. You cannot heal. So even if you're healthy, which you have to be to use this, you're healthy, you go to injured, and you cannot be healed for 90 seconds. So, super useful when someone's getting tunneled, super useful if someone's about to die in the hook, and you need to get them up and let the killer kind of change their focus for a minute. But for the people, this is a perk I guarantee we will see. This will be very tilting for killers. Very strong survivor perk. This is the perk that is going to carry this DLC. This is the perk that everyone's going to be talking about. That one, and then I think the Hex one for the killer. So that covers that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Pretty easy. Like I said, for the people. And as far as the Deathslinger goes, I love this Hex perk. I think that him is when you get to see him today. You're gonna find that it's gonna be really good. I don't know if this is a tier 1 killer from what I'm watching, but definitely tier 2, definitely fun, definitely gonna be a good, entertaining beat. His chase music and everything is super cool, so we'll be able to show that out later. Okay, talk to you guys then. Bye.